Hello, welcome to Perfectly Twisted. It's
Good to
Nicole
see you.
Eckert. Hey, Dave. Dave, it's your birthday tomorrow.
Oh my gosh, I'm surprised that you even knew that. Last year, by the way, might have been a birthday I'll never forget, and it happened on this show because the way it works is we send the link out to either it's you and me and a guest, and sometimes we have a guest, sometimes we don't. And last year, it just happened to be the show fell on my birthday, and I didn't know who we sent the link out to. So I signed on first, and then you aren't there. And so it's me and the guest. Do you remember who the guest was?
No, I
Okay.
refreshed. I will.
It was Brandy Roderick. Okay.
Oh, okay.
And it was like opening a door and not expecting someone to be there, because you sign on and then boom, she was there. And right away my head clicked. I said, oh my gosh, I had no idea. I should have been prepared, or I should have asked you, hey, who's coming on and which direction are we going with this? But she was awesome. She was so nice. And of course she's very beautiful. And then she sang happy birthday to me. And I was like, I'm never going to forget this birthday the rest of my life. This was an awesome day.
You should have hit record.
Oh my God. I should have hit record. And just whenever I'm not feeling down, I just play Brandy singing happy birthday to me. But that was cool. Yeah, tomorrow's the birthday. I didn't know if you knew, because I figured it probably shows up on your phone, but you wouldn't know a day in advance. And I would just get a text from you tomorrow saying happy birthday.
No, I know it's your birthday tomorrow. And also let's promote. So Dave said for his birthday, what he would like is for people to contribute to the fundraiser he has going. And listen, contribute if you can. If you can't, please just at least repost. You can find Dave on Facebook under Dave Palais. Palet. But tell us a little bit about that fund.
I appreciate it. It's the fundraiser is named after my son Jake, who has passed away, and we've spoken about Jake on there before. But Jake passed away a few years ago, and he loved sports and he loved helping kids. And so as a player, as a teammate, as a coach, he did a lot for the community. And so what we did is we created a nonprofit called Jake's Projects. jakesprojects.org you can go straight to, and here's the if you can help out, great, but if you know somebody who needs help, please don't hesitate to go to jakesprojects.org. That's the whole point. It's basically designed to help kids and help parents that can help their kids participate in sports through either sign-up fees or equipment or meals or anything that you sit there and you request to us. We would love to help out. And we've been doing it now for about 6 years through this nonprofit. And we love helping people out, and the smiles back. And it's awesome for us. And it helps me remember my son. So thank you so much. Again, jakesprojects.org.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful, Dave.
Thank you. I appreciate you mentioning it. Thank you.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic. So everybody go check it out. You can repost it on your Facebook. That's so easy to do, and spread the love.
Thank you very much.
So we have a really fun guest today, and I'm excited because like everybody knows Dave and I love Bravo. We love these shows. But the thing is like I watch the episodes, and then by the time the episode's over, I'm done. And like I don't go and like find the backstories, and I don't go and find out, like, read between the lines. I don't know all this stuff. I like to know. I want somebody to just tell me what all the shortcut. I want the shortcut version. So our guest is very plugged in and has a very successful podcast called Behind the Velvet Rope. So I want to introduce, and he's a friend of the show. He's been on before. So David Yontef.
Hello.
Hi.
Thank you for having me back. What's up, Nicole and Dave?
Hey.
I mean,
Hi.
Come on. This timing for me, I was like, thank God he's our guest tomorrow, because I don't know who else I'm going to like freak out about Salt Lake City. I just, oh my God, I had to rewatch it this morning because I watched it as I was falling asleep, and I woke up going, did I really just watch? Did that just happen? So I had to rewatch it.
An episode is good when you have to wake up and rewatch it, right?
I mean, and it ate. It was everything. Like this is either like the biggest gaslighting. I mean, I was cracking up when Mary, first of all, Mary saying to Meredith, "No, I was there. Nobody told me."
Yeah.
She's like, we were all there. We all witnessed this. Apparently, I was right. It's. So, what did you think? Do you think that, like, what do you think? Do you think Meredith really had this? Like, tell me what you think. I mean, I have thoughts. Trust me.
I mean, I think that she took an Adderall, not a sleeping pill, and had some alcohol and was like freaking out about this TikTok video that her husband is possibly cheating on her, which this woman, Brittany, broke to her in a very like not cool way. Let's be honest about that. Brittany's like gives the ox. She's weird. Her and her unicorn are bizarre and she's cringy to me, but she in a drunken moment at dinner tells Meredith that her husband's cheating on her, and it doesn't land well at all, which rightfully so. But Meredith is rough. Like, I would never want to be in a fight with Meredith, and loses it on the airplane the next day. So anybody who didn't see the episode, that's the rundown. And apparently sat there and bullied Brittany through the whole flight. And Brittany was sitting in front of her. She was shaking the seat, allegedly, maybe caught her hair. Some wine might have flown over the seat, but lots of yelling. And I think that there's, this side and this side, and then there's probably the truth, because Meredith is right. Like, if she was yelling too much, she would have been arrested, right?
Yeah, like, right. Like, I mean, if you're that crazy on a flight, right? They do what they have to do and then they land and like there are the authorities, period. Let's not forget also that Meredith is a lawyer. So like when she pulls up that I would have been arrested, like the thing with Meredith is like if you really watch, she always has such good arguments. Like, you know what I mean? Like, did she not do it? I don't know. But like when she's just like, I would have been like, she has these real calm valid points and you're like, oh wow, like, who would have thought of that? But it is true. So I never forget Meredith's a lawyer. I also find like, look, people were on the flight, so where are the flight attendants? Like, how did nobody pull out their phone? Like, nobody. Now, no, Brittany didn't. That's what's weird to me. Brittany didn't pull out her phone. Nobody pulled out their phone to get this on camera. And I'm sure somebody didn't. Why aren't we seeing it? I also think, like, look, do I think this happened? I do, which raises a whole nother level of, as you were introducing me. Thank you, by the way, for that amazing introduction of, me being plugged in. Like, my mind just goes to like, look, I think there's two Merediths, right? Like Mary, we've seen such like emotional moments from Mary, even like Bronwyn, right, with her husband, she's opening up. Like, I do feel that there are two Merediths. I love everyone on the cast, by the way, where it's like, why didn't you have this at the table that night? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I really do think you're angry. I forgot why Brittany brought up this TikTok, but I think she was accusing her of just being like, she said something to Brittany that she didn't like, but it wasn't on the level of this, right? Like accusing. Yeah. So it's like, if Meredith was that upset, I feel like you purposely waited till there were no cameras. Like, I feel like maybe this is the real Meredith. You had a complete breakdown on the flight. I'm sure it happened because everyone said it happened. You obviously did this when there was no cameras because you want to portray a certain image on the screen, which do any of us ever like that? So it's like, there's like, I have so much to say about this whole thing, right? Like, they're so layered.
It's so layered. And then I think, okay, well, they're in first class. So not to say that first class people are more first class, but maybe people weren't as prone. Like, if this happened in coach, tons of people would have been videoing it. But because it's a smaller, more intimate, like little section, maybe people didn't feel as comfortable to pull out their phone. Or maybe people were in shock that this was happening. But the way that Lisa and Meredith are just playing it stone cold, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you heard. And they're like, everybody is like, we were there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Dave, what do you think?
Yeah, I believe it happened. I mean, I believe Mary, which is always crazy to say. Like, I've done a 180 on Mary in the last couple of years. Everything Mary says, I take as truth. She doesn't care about making friends or hurting feelings, and she's as honest as can be. I love the line that she had, though. I was there, and which is the best. There's no comeback to that. Like, I can't sit there and argue. You were there. You weren't sitting far away, even though she wanted to make the argument. She was on the other side of the plane. She was across the aisle, one row up. No big deal. My two favorite things, by the way, in this season of the show, just because stuff that kind of just made me laugh out of nowhere. The gout dick line was hilarious at the beginning of the season with Lisa. But one of the things with Meredith on this trip, when she got upset, they were all in costume. She just reached into the top of her head, pulled out a fake blade, and threw it right over her head. Like, I need a weapon. Oh, yeah, there's one in my head. And then she gunned it. I was like, what the hell? And then you just look at Whitney just sitting there and go, did a blade just go right by my face? It was like so bizarre. Like, that didn't just happen. You know, I understand it's not metal, but I'm like, this show is insane. Like, this show is so goddamn good. I agree with you. The cast is awesome. This is just a great cast.
One thing, Mary, I think, gave Meredith an out saying, I don't think you remember. And this is why I really believe Mary, because if she's saying like, here's your out, is that you don't remember, you know, you took medication, you had some drinks, just say like, I don't remember. And Meredith didn't take it.
She didn't take it. Right. And I mean, that's scary enough if you don't remember, but even if you don't remember, like, and you know, like, look, you have a drink, you smoke something, you take a pill, it is your true personality coming out. Again, I love Meredith. I love everyone on the cast. I'm not like coming for her, but I just think, you know, yeah, you had a total breakdown on the plane. This is you. I really think she wanted to do it right at that table. I think it is so hilarious when she threw that saw that wasn't real. That's what is so great about this show. It's like, and also like I watch this show, I feel on this show that like they're all aware of what's happening. It's not acting, but I feel like when Meredith's throwing that and she's arguing with Brittany, I feel like Whitney and Heather, like they're sitting there almost watching it in real time like we are. And like, I think this cast is just aware, like, oh my God, this is great TV. It's organic. They're not staging it. And they're just like, I'm Whitney. I'm not going to say anything because this is like amazing for our show. Just let it happen. Like, I really feel like it's all stars. Every person can deliver and then just back up and let someone else have their own psychotic moment. It's so good.
You're right. And, you know, I'm really interested because all of this takes place on the cruise or the yacht. And it's going to be an episode of Below Deck, which, I mean, listen, Below Deck is one of my favorite shows. I love it to death. I would never go on that show. So I am so interested to see, because it's going to be the other side of it, of like how everything really transpired. Because we're going to get more of, I think, Meredith being angry than what maybe was shown on Real Housewives when we watch Below Deck. I don't know, maybe.
You're right.
And the unicorn, right? They're probably going to show how they found that stupid unicorn, that cringy unicorn in the water.
It's going to be so funny between like Daisy and Captain Jason to just be like, these people are crazy. It's going to be like, you could see it in Chef Ben. And even like when he came out and tried to like speak, yes, I think it's going to be an amazing episode of Below Deck. I also would never go on Below Deck. Why would you never go on Below Deck? I would never go either.
Well, because they have to create their own drama too, right? So all that talk down below where they just complain about everybody and everybody's, you know, quirks and wants and needs and demands. I just feel like you can't win on Below Deck. You really don't ever come out looking like a good person after you've been a guest on their yacht, you know?
I agree. I also don't like the water and super yachts. So there you go. But yeah, no, I think it's, I mean, I just think it's interesting. I still don't, I mean, I understand like in First Class, other people's phones, but like, where was, you know, Whitney? She doesn't get along with Meredith. Where is her phone? Her phone didn't come out. Like, did producers say don't take out your phone? And apparently the rumor is producers were right there, right? I mean, on the flight, I think.
Were they? Yeah. See, like, these are the things I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, there has to be crew. And also, is there maybe a truce, especially after Brittany was caught videoing them, right? She was recording in a car ride earlier in the season, and it was like everybody was so freaked out and grossed out. Do they have a truce amongst themselves that they don't pull out their devices when they're not shooting? That could be a thing, and that's something that I would really think is probably why.
I didn't even think of that, but probably because that when Brittany pulled out the phone, it was like World War III with Meredith and a whole thing. I mean, I guess that's it, because why wouldn't she pull out her phone, especially if it's against her? I mean, I know she's traumatized and scared, but I'd still want this on camera, right? To prove that Meredith is unhinged, maybe, or maybe producers said, like, cut the shit out. Like, this is over. You cannot secretly film someone or film them anymore. Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. I think it would probably be that she was so like broken and traumatized, and also probably in her own stupor of whatever. Because I feel like they probably all took sleeping pills and had a couple cocktails, and they're all in like a weird, because it's a long flight. I feel like maybe she just was so broken that she felt weird, like, because she would have to hold the camera back. I don't know, but I feel like maybe there's a truce, because that would make sense.
What's the one thing that always gets everyone into trouble? The second somebody gets caught recording, it's on every show. That's just it's almost just too dangerous.
Right. It's like what's happening on OC with that Katie and Shannon. Like, and it looks gross. Like, it looks wild if you're like privately videoing. So was Whitney going to be the one that was like, I got footage? Was Heather going to? I don't think so.
I'm curious for both of you, all right? Because this argument is, how long did it go on for? Or this scene, not exactly argument. How long did it go on for? When she said, trying to basically justify herself, what, 15 minutes? 15 minutes is a long time. I mean, 15 minutes is a really long time. Like, I can't imagine someone doing that to me for 15 minutes. But in reality, 15 minutes was the short term for sure. I don't understand how it goes that way. I mean, it's different. Obviously, Nicole, with guys will quick to throw punches. They feel you're in my space or it's dangerous, they're naturally going to throw a punch. Women, I always amazed how close they can get inside each other's space without physical contact. Like, she's grabbing her chair and she's giving her a hard time. How long could you put up with? 15 minutes? Could you put up with someone bothering and doing that to you for 15 minutes?
No,
no way.
Met? No,
that's what I'm saying. Well, I heard the conversation before we pushed record, and I don't think you could. Talking about another topic. Yeah.
And here's the other thing. What do you guys think? Because maybe the crew, the flight crew, is like, oh, it's the Housewives, and think it's like part of the show, and would allow like more terrible behavior just because it's that group of people.
Yeah, or yes, and yes, and maybe also producers, like when they landed. And I don't know, I saw something online that people were like, well, producers were there. I'm not so sure that, I don't know that for a fact. I'm not so sure that's even true, especially if they're in first class. Is the crew on the same flight? I don't know, not necessarily. Like, I don't know. I saw that online, but is that really proven? I don't know. And also, maybe somebody from production or somebody is like, by the way, you signed all these NDAs, so all of you, we're basically warning you. And I mean, granted, I don't think there is any legal action really, but I mean, all you have to do is be threatened, and that's enough to like not talk. Like, where is the, maybe producer said, like, you are not to breathe a word of this until the season comes out. But now it's out. Like, can someone come forward? Can any person working, any flight attendant come forward? Can you call me on Behind the Velvet Rope podcast, please?
I know, right? And here's the thing, now that you say that, like the NDAs, but maybe the cast, maybe the all the women have an NDA that says when we're not filming, you can't use any of it. So then maybe Meredith and Lisa felt very comfortable in generating their reality that they want to say happened. You know what I mean? Like, maybe it gives them a comfort to be like, okay, we can say whatever because nobody can talk about it because it's in a contract. That's a thought.
I agree. And I think I've talked about this on my podcast. I am convinced that Meredith and Lisa sat down before the season and are like, we have a agreement. We have an alliance. Like, it might get bad for me this season. Look how the reunion ended, vice versa. No matter, because it seems too strange to me. It seems strange that, like, everyone's ganging up on Lisa, and Heather said on Watch What Happens, we don't need to belabor it, but I have timeline receipts. Like, I have actual proof that I could reveal to the whole world that Lisa has leaked stories about us. Like, I have the proof. And yet Meredith's like, oh, I don't know. And now Lisa's like, oh, everybody saw it except Lisa. She's downplaying. I think Meredith and Lisa got together and they're like, we both have a hard season coming up. I will have your back no matter what. Because I do think Meredith is loyal to her word, as is Lisa in this. It seems strange to me. I think they have an agreement.
I think you're right. And I think that they both fly off the handle and then regret it. And they're so like Lisa in the car with her husband saying like, nope, I didn't do anything. I didn't have any part of it. And she's like eating her French fries. She's like, nope, I didn't say a word. And then they're like, cut to, it's like Heather's like, Lisa's like around the, around the seat yelling like, show us the video. Show you fucked up. Show us the video. And it's like, I believe that. I believe that happened.
Yeah, same here.
Right? Oh, and then Mary is definitely the voice of reason. And can like I just can't with this Brittany and her unicorn. How do you guys feel like that is so cringy? If a guy sent me that stuffy and his voice in the foot, I love you, babe. It would be over. Like we'd be done. We'd be so done.
I love a good stuffy, not really with your voice in it. Yeah, I don't need that. I just love a good stuffy. I don't think the unicorn deserved to be in the water, but yeah, no one needs to be sending me anything with their voice recorded in it. If it's a stuffy, no, thank you.
Unless it's your child, or like you're making it for your child and they're going away to sleepaway camp. I mean, that's the only thing. Or some people do that for their children before they pass and stuff like that. Like that I get, but like, oh, it's just so cringe, this Brittany and this relationship she has.
And speaking of that, how many people on the show actually have a good relationship with someone else? Does anyone have a good relationship? I mean, it seems like every marriage, every boyfriend, everything seems like it's on the rocks.
I thought, before this season that Lisa and John would have been my vote for the strongest couple on the show.
Yeah.
But, and I mean, Whitney and Justin, there's also, look, an age gap could work, but there's an age gap there. They've also had some weirdness. I'm not sure I am the type that, like, I always say this, like Lisa Rinna and Harry Hamlin, if they announce a divorce, or Lisa Vanderpump and Ken Todd, I will be shocked. I'm the one that's like hardly ever shocked when a couple announces a divorce. It's like nothing shocks me. So, but I would have said Lisa and John were the only real ones that I like. Meredith and Seth have already had their issues. They also they kind of live apart, right?
Yeah.
Like he used to live. So not that there's anything wrong with that, but Lisa and John would have been the only ones. And now we see in the coming attractions, that's not even the case.
And if we watch John on the Next Gen NYC, he was kind of hinting to like wanting to have a little more fluidity in his life sexually.
That's true.
Remember that conversation. So, there's that. And then speaking of fluidity, Whitney and
Justin.
Right. And Bronwyn, but Whitney and Bronwyn were having this lunch and this sit down, and they were talking about they are kind of open to that. I think there's much more to it than Whitney let on. Like she wanted to talk about it and she like hinted to it, but didn't want to like put it out there on the show just yet. And but saying like, I let him do his thing, I do my thing, we just have to communicate. And I was like, that's very like emotionally mature. Does it work? I don't know. I guess it works for them. I'm for it if they're both comfortable and they're fine with that. And Bronwyn seems to be like, I mean, listen, Todd's not the guy you just want to jump on, right? Like,
no.
I feel like
he's a no for me.
Right. He's like grumpy and not cute enough to be grumpy. And it's not grumpy in a cute way. Like I like an asshole. I love an asshole, but he doesn't, it's not even in a cute way. And and he got caught like looking at pictures of women on an airline. Listen, people need to stop it on these airlines. Like there are so many people around you that can see right over your shoulder. And I guess they recorded him looking at nudes or at women on his phone. And I'm like, at the end of the day, that's not crazy. They've been married forever. Men can look at women on Instagram, or was he looking at personal photos that were sent to him?
No, I don't know. But like someone could be like 4 seats back. They recognize you from any show. I mean, listen, I put nothing past the viewers, the Bravo. I mean, they find out they will zoom in on their camera from 5 seats back just because they see it's Todd, and they will record exactly. I mean, if you're talking to Bronwyn, they will have that whole thing screenshot. It's like, and by the way, I guess it's not creepy that much, but it is like you're on an airplane. It's not like you have to do this now. Like I mean, I don't know, like, is this so urgent that you can't even hold it in? Like, what are you doing? I don't know.
Well,
It's
that's
just
what makes me
weird.
think it's either or, like, to the extreme. So either this is somebody he knows that's sending him pics in real time, right? Or he's like just scrolling and he follows probably a bunch of hot chicks. It's one or the other. And with him, I feel like I don't really think he's gonna have like personal relationships because I think he doesn't want ties. I think he thinks with his money and with his wallet, and he's like having ties with women is and this is just me, and I'm not saying about this man, but I feel like hookers and prostitutes are definitely more like in his lane. It seems like, because then he can just be done and leave it there and there's no ties, and I just don't see him like having a relationship on the side.
Well, the talk is, I mean, Nicole, it sounds like you figured it out for a lot. I mean, a lot of these wealthy guys and people who can afford it, they say it's not, they don't paying for the sex, they're paying for the person to leave.
Yes, I have heard that.
You know?
You say, well, what they actually say is you're not paying for them to come, you're paying for them to leave.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I've heard it too. Yeah, no, I mean, I agree with everything you guys are saying. Yeah. I mean, also the thing with Todd for me is like, I mean, this is the game. Like I always say, I think if you sign on the dotted line, I always say this, people are always like, oh my God, that's so, I think like if you sign up to be on a reality show, everything is on limits, like children, husbands, older parents, because that is past crime. Like that is the job. I'm not saying it's right. Like your 5-year-old child should not be on limits, but that is the job. So like if you sign on the dotted line, yeah, your daughter gets bullied in school. Yeah, well, she might get bullied more now. That just is the job. It's not right. I'm just saying. So to me, it's like this is 2025. When you sign up, everyone from your past, your husband, your children, your elderly parents, like it's all fair game. It shouldn't be, but it is. So to me, it's like, if Todd really, I get it. I get that he does not want his personal business on national TV, but what did you think was going to happen? Like whether you watch Housewives or not, did you think your wife was just going to film and then not talk about anything and you were never like, he obviously hates being there. Hates it.
Hates it. I think he hates everything. Like I've never seen him like anything. Does he like anything, this man? I don't know.
No,
like, we haven't seen him happy. So it's like, is he like this? Maybe he's just like this all the time. It's
Maybe
not
he
that
likes
hates
being
the
like
show.
that.
Yeah. We
Maybe he
don't
likes
know.
just being the boss. He has complete control of a lot of people's lives by being the boss. He likes him to like being the boss.
Yeah, a
That
lot of
part.
people love that. And then to your point, Nicole, that is you go get a prostitute, get 3 prostitutes, spend the money. That's not really a relationship.
No. And it's, and yes, you pay them to leave. And like, what was, I would just really like to know with the scrolling, was it personal pictures or was it, Instagram? Was
Someone
it
needs to
OnlyFans? Like,
right.
guys
Someone
watch
should,
porn on the toilet, right? Like, so he's sitting in his airplane seat. Like, this is a thing men, like straight white men do, right? They just sit there in the most weird situations. So, I don't know. It's interesting.
someone will probably find that out, or someone probably knows.
Well, I mean, if they have the footage, they said they had the footage. So I'm like, well, let's see it. Can we see it? Like,
Maybe at the reunion it will come out.
I know, right? Speaking of reunions, OC, what are we thinking? I mean, those lie detector tests, bullshit. Those guys, those people are actors. I'm not like, I don't trust any of that. But I think like Katie just continues to prove herself to be a liar. And I think Gretchen is maybe not so truthful either. What are your thoughts?
I mean, look, first of all, I liked this season of the OC. I totally get why people didn't like it. Like I have a love-hate relationship with this whole season because like I think it's been better than so many other seasons of the OC recently. And yet it is kind of a hateful situation. I don't like when bloggers and all this kind of comes into the show. It's interesting. Look, do I think Gretchen liked all these things? I do. I do. I mean, I just don't believe that like Tamara's argument is like Gretchen wasn't even on the show when these things happen. I mean, she was from 12 years. Like I'm sitting home trying to plan her potential return to the show so I can take her down in 3 years. I don't believe all that. I think Gretchen did all this, but I think, yeah, that's what I think.
Well, I mean, I think Gretchen screens Trumper, and definitely like anything that was like homophobic that she's accused of liking. I mean, I'm like not shocked. Like not one part of me flinched when I mean flinched in like it's horrifying, but I was not surprised at all that they found that she was liking, anti LGBTQ anything. Like she's so she's a strange one. I mean, she definitely is like who said you can't trust the people in the front row at church? Those are the first ones. Someone on the show said that, and I just was like, it's true. Like the ones, screaming Jesus the loudest can turn around and be the meanest.
I agree with that. I think that maybe everyone's going to come back. I don't know. Like part of me is like, why would you get rid of first of all, it's very rare to get rid of someone. Like people come in the middle of the season. I can't think of anyone else that we got rid of in the middle of the season on Housewives. Like you were a full-time housewife and then you just were gone. She was gone for the whole half of the season. So, but here's why I think she would come back. Like we've gotten over her. She hasn't been there. So why is she at the reunion? Like, I know she was part of the season, but like, if we weren't going to bring her back, why is she at the reunion? That's what's strange to me. That's why I think Katie's coming back. And Gretchen, I think they staged the whole thing with Tamra and the bloggers and this mystery voice to be able to bring back Gretchen. This is my theory, because like we want to bring Gretchen back. And now we don't really know if she did it. And maybe it softens the blow because we have this mystery voice saying these things about Tamra and everyone's been bad. And let's just bring everyone back. I don't know. This is my feeling. I could be wrong.
Well, I think it makes sense. And I mean, fingers kind of all point to Gretchen just because she's the one who hasn't been on the show for so long. She's the one that needs a storyline. I think she always wanted to be back on the show. It seems like that's who she and Slade are. It's going to help her online influencer career. All of the reasons she wants to be on this show and part of this show. And I think that that's like, and I lost all trust and everything with her when she is on camera saying, I went to the hospital after Tamara, that party, and did a toxology report, and then says, I misspoke.
Yeah.
I mean, you went to the hospital or you didn't. You don't like, oh, I think I went to the hospital or like, come on, stop it. So I really like all my trust with her went out the window on that one because just say I went.
Yeah, I think like somebody in production or she herself, like someone must have said, like, you are now accusing Tamara basically of a crime. This is going to escalate in the real world. This could escalate now. Mind you, even if it doesn't escalate in the real world, we here at Bravo and production want no part of this. So not sure how your future is going to be if you're tangled up in this. And I agree with you. Like you went to the hospital. That's why you said it. And somebody in production or you yourself realize, oh, I just opened a huge can of worms in the real world. I better backtrack this right now because I also want my job to last. Yeah.
That's it. You're absolutely right. And yes. And she was like, I can't, because then people are going to want her to press charges.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how you back out of that, but saying I misspoke isn't it? Not for me.
I might keep it from going to court. All right, I got a question though about Gretchen's future as far as coming back. You know, we see people who say I refuse to record with them. Well, Gretchen's one of the biggest stars the OC's ever had. But at the same time, everybody in the room either really was offended or acted like they were offended by her liking the posts. Heather for sure wouldn't surprise me if she says there's no way in hell I'm ever doing a scene with her. But what about everybody else? Does everybody else jump in and say all's forgiven because everyone acted like they're really offended?
They acted, but I also feel that's a production thing too of like, I never understand like when you refuse, I mean, can't production just say, oh, get over it? I mean, do you all want to lose your jobs? Now they're not going to do that, but like, I mean, Tamara's not going to lose her job over it. Either is Shannon. So it's like, I see what you're saying. I think that's what happened with Katie, but somehow she's back. I don't know. I
I feel like
agree
we
with
could do
you.
without Katie, but I feel like we need Gretchen. And the other thing is Bravo's so quick when people are I'm surprised Bravo's okay with Gretchen liking these posts. So that's what makes me think, is it real? It's the only thing that she's got going for her in my eyes is that from her likability standpoint is that maybe it's not true because production doesn't usually stand for that kind of stuff, that kind of hate.
I think that's just what it is like, unless someone is doing a real forensic science, whatever, behind closed doors and spending all the time and money, like, I think that's what it is. Like, we just don't know. So I don't know. Is that enough to lose your job? Or is it like the fact that we don't know? Maybe like you didn't, if you did this on camera, sure. That's, I think, goodbye. But now we really don't know. We might think you did it. We may not be sure. Lots of people aren't, it's kind of split down the middle. So
It
we
is,
don't
but
really
then
know.
Gretchen says she spent a lot of money hiring somebody to do all this. So we do have another reunion or two where we might find out some things because also, yeah, I mean, people are weird online. You can create things that don't exist. I've had it done to me. Scott Baio's wife will post fake, literal fake tweets that I supposedly said. And it's like, I never tweeted that. You can look at my Twitter. Because there's like apps that you can create, things that make it look like you've done this in comments. You can create an account that's, under Gretchen's name or under somebody's name and then go like a bunch of stuff. And it's just, yeah, it's really touchy and tech stuff is like social media stuff is really like questionable. So I'm really interested to see how this unfolds because there's a preview where Gretchen says a lot of these accounts were tied back to Tamra.
I saw that.
Right. Because you can do some forensic stuff with social media.
Yes, which is why social media is just, don't even get me started, right? It's like they're so, like the fact that you say Scott Baio's wife does this, it's like, that's just, people have way too much time on their hands. I believe it all, but it's scary.
Yeah. Yeah,
that's why I don't like to condemn anyone off social media, off of a dislike. I mean, also, I'm not justifying anything, but there are times like I try not to, I don't, but like there's times I'm just scrolling and like I'll like this and I'll like that. And you kind of read some of it. Now, granted, I guess if you like 12 anti-trans and LGBT things, but you know what I mean? Like you do like it where it's like part of it will say like, Nicole is great. Okay. Like I like that. We love Nicole Eggert. And then it actually says like, considering whatever. And then it says all sorts of negative stuff. You're just doing a lot of things at once. It doesn't really happen to me, but there are like where I like something, I don't really know what it is, but it could happen, right? You just like it. You're not really paying attention to the whole thing that's happening. I don't know.
But then you wonder, like, why is hate stuff in your feed? Like, I don't have any of that in my feed. Like, that's not in my algorithm. Like, that's not you know what I mean? So, like, to accidentally just like it because it's somebody you know or follow. And why are you following them? Why do you know them? Like, all of that is really shady. But I mean, I guess we'll find out.
It's so funny. I have not recently, but my new thing is like I try to change my algorithm. It does work. It's like I'm trying to purposely like stuff to change my algorithm. It's slowly working. Like I love, like I told you, like I love, before we started, we were talking, like I love like 80s and 90s and like anyone remember this, or like I'm trying to change it and it is working. So it is interesting. Like, right. Like that stuff's not in my feed, like all sorts of hate stuff.
I have so many cat videos. Like you have no idea. Mine are like cat and little kid videos. And then the people I follow. And then there's like, and then cancer shit pops up. There's nothing else. Like there's no hate or like anti or political. Like that shit doesn't show up in my feed.
Yeah.
I don't watch it. Yeah.
Same here.
I mean, I'm very excited for the coming episodes of both shows.
Me too. It's going to be good.
Yes. So
I'm excited.
If you guys are out there and you also are Bravo lovers like we are, check David's podcast out. And you have more. If you love 80s and 90s just in general and Housewives, check David's podcast out.
We've become I would say 99% Bravo and Housewives these days. Yes, lots of 80s and 90s You've been on it, Nicole. Lots of other reality shows too, but like, oh, you have to watch All's Fair if you haven't watched it, by the way. Just that's a whole nother podcast.
Okay, I did, and then I didn't make it to the end. And I wanted to love it so much. I didn't make it to the end, but I'm here for it. Like
It gets good, but yes, it's mostly Bravo. So if anyone likes what they heard, yes, it's like we cover everything on Bravo. That's really our bread and butter these days.
it's a huge audience. I mean, people really these shows are it's so funny. I saw like the preview for BravoCon. I don't know if you guys caught this, and Andy comes out on stage and it's like he's this like huge, he comes out just knowing he's a huge star. It's just like and all the people are going crazy. And I'm just like, this is, this is a thing.
It's like Bravo. I say this all the time on my podcast. Bravo needs to be taught at like Wharton and like Harvard Business School. Like to me, it's like such a class in like marketing. It is marketing genius, not taking anything away from them. Like the numbers are not huge. Like if you look at Dancing with the Stars or even Bachelor Nation, like the numbers, especially now in Housewives, I mean, we are not in the heyday as far as ratings go. But it is a brand. It is like people will fight you to the death, whether they're Team Teresa or Melissa. And it's like, I just think it is such a marketing thing to study.
It's fantastic. And to your point is when you're watching Bravo, big companies and commercials being done by Bravo celebrities, that's what they're called, right? Doing these commercials for big brand names, but I think that only airs on Bravo. It's like a whole thing, and it's a whole world within itself, but it's such a money-making machine. And it's such a well-oiled machine. Like you're right, they really nailed it. They should teach it because the commercials, from the shows to the commercials to the ads, all of it.
I agree. I think those commercials are only shown on Bravo, and they're major brands, and they got like 3 housewives in a show, and they're doing a major commercial for something. And you're like, this isn't being shown anywhere else. But even that is like, wow, how much was it to pay everybody and shoot this commercial just for Bravo?
A couple years ago, they'd had one, I think it was the year that NBC was hosting the Super Bowl, and you had all those housewives doing that DirecTV commercial. Remember that? And it ran during the NFL games all the time.
Yep, I remember that. I think it was like Nene or Portia and Teresa.
Yeah.
And I forgot who else. Yeah.
Bravo's not buying that airtime anymore. They figured out how to get the brands to come to them, buy their airtime, and put their celebrities on there. And it's so well all encompassed.
DirecTV paid them. You know what I mean? You paid them and then ran it on NBC during NFL games, which are the most popular broadcast in the entire year.
It's brilliant.
Yeah,
it is.
No, it is. It really is, and we love it, and we live for it. And it's so great to have you on because, like Dave and I, my truth is I watch the show and then I have my own drama. I have my own and I wonder, and I'm like, oh, I wonder if this is true. Is Seth really cheating? What's going on? So when you really want those behind the scenes and all the info, go check David. Velvet Rope has all the goods and all the gossip and all the good stuff.
David, before you go, real quick.
Yes.
You mentioned Melissa, Teresa. We saw them taking pictures together. Is it coming back? Is New Jersey coming back?
Well, and I was going to say also the first time I had you on my podcast, Nicole, I'm like, this is before I knew Nicole. I'm like, okay, we are going to talk Baywatch. We are going to talk Charles in Charge. And we did. We talked all of that. And then I'm like, somehow, I don't know how it's because you told me this random story. Oh, by the way, like I like know Randall Emmett from Van. I'm like, wait, what? And this whole thing, I'm like, yes, we did talk Baywatch and everything else, but I'm like, okay, we have to now do let's just put Baywatch on hold for a minute, Nicole. And like, you were able to talk Bravo. I was like, she is in. So everyone should listen to that episode. Teresa and Melissa have reconciled with all air quotes. And I think it is, look, New Jersey, has been off. Like it's in January, it'll be 2 full years since it like actually was filming. I think, look, has Bravo wanted this all along? Like they've reconciled. Bravo did not film it. New Jersey isn't coming back as the recording of this. I don't think anything's going to be announced at BravoCon. I think they just both realized like we have to reconcile because the show ain't coming back with you or me. We don't want to lose the money, but I don't think it really is going to work. Look, if you hate someone and it's so out there, you need to reconcile for days and months, and we need to see Christmas pictures and birthday pictures and I think Bravo's like, okay, we get it, but now what? Like, this isn't it. You can't just reconcile and say, we're ready. We want our, huge checks back. You need to be in each other's lives now, like off camera, and post on social. And if you really hate each other still, good luck. I don't know how that's going to work for the next 6 months. I think it's a good 6 months of you reconciling if that's the direction we're going to go.
Yeah. You don't get to pop off a selfie and be like, okay, we're back.
Yeah. We met for drinks. We talked about our story. We got our story straight because Louis was there and Joe Gorga too. So it's like weird. Everyone's on the same page. We know what we're going to say. Hey, Bravo, like major. You're not the producers of this show. Like, you're not the network. That's not how it works. If so, then the three of us should go just knock on Bravo's door and tell them that we're ready for our show tomorrow.
Yeah. No, you're right. And it's like, they're all on the same page of they need a paycheck. Right.
Yes.
Like they're all like, oh my God, wait, this really went away.
Ego. I mean, it's ego and the check,
But I think the check is what's going to bring everybody back together and on the quote unquote same page, right? Like that's what gets everybody on that couch to take that weird selfie is that they all are like, wait a minute, now there's no income. And you start to see when you're not on the show and your show isn't airing, I'm sure all your side hustles also start to feel a hit, right? Like you imagine that like it all is like an effect, like a snowball
completely
effect.
And I always say this, like, I've had other businesses before this. I'm really not one of those people. Like, I'm good in business so that like when I'm like, say, running a different business and it's like we're having like the best year or whatever, I say to myself, like, it's good to always hope for more. And I'm like, I've had years where I'm like, this is it. Like, you should want nothing else out of this business. If every year from now on is this year, shut the fuck up and just be appreciative. Like, I'm not one of those. So it's just such a shame that like, what did you think was happening when you refused to speak to each other and all of this? It's like, yeah, you wish you can go back now 3 or 4 years. You all had it so good. Like, did you really think this gravy train would have continued forever? Because I could have told you it doesn't work that way.
Yeah, but like Dave just said a minute ago, their egos, right? So their egos get so big. Like I heard Tamara, something like struck me, and my head spun when at the reunion when she's talking to Emily, and she says, "You were on my her podcast was on her network," and I was like, "Your network?" And it's iHeart. It's iHeart. Like this is a huge brand with or without you, Tamara. Sorry. And then she goes, "We had to bring you back," and I thought, oh my God, this is where their egos are are at. Like saying you and iHeart as a collective brought Emily's
it's like enough.
Like I mean, it's like check yourself, right? Like
yes.
You have to check yourself. Yeah, I would agree. I'm just the opposite. I'm like, okay, the check cleared. Shut the fuck up and just pray that next year your check can be that they want you back. Like I'm telling you, it really would never be me. Like I get it. I totally get it. I get ego. Nobody wants to do something they don't want to do. But like if I was making that much money, I would just be like, make a decision, shit or get off the pot. If you actually hate this job, David, quit. But I wouldn't. I would just be like, grin and bear it. Cause like this network is paying you and all these people. And like, I'd be like, okay, just shut up. Cause no one's figured this out yet. You're still here. Just hope, like, I would just want like on Survivor, when you just want to get to that next week, I would be like, just don't fire me this year. And okay, great. Another check. Great. Like, I don't know. That would be me. Now I know.
Well, that's because you've got some sense. You've got some sense. These are not the sharpest tools in the shed of these people, right? And they get so full of themselves and they read the comment section and they get all hyped up and it's their first go around. They don't know it can go away so quickly. Like, so you understand like the bigger picture, you understand the concept, you understand the way things work and how to have longevity. They don't. They just get all pumped up and think there's some huge, celebrity and this shit's going to last forever. And it doesn't.
True. So I don't think Jersey is coming back anytime soon. That's my opinion.
Okay.
It's interesting because listen, didn't you hear when Teresa said and I saw this in a video where she said that she was filming and someone, and I don't know if it was a Watch What Happens Live. She said she was filming and someone said, does that mean,
It's
the
coming
show's
back.
back? And she was like, they don't film for nothing or something like that. But I was like, is she filming something else, or she hired a crew to make it look like she was filming to like, try to, nudge Bravo? Like, did you hear her say that, or I just like
I heard her say that, but I don't think that was in relation to this. But that, yeah, like that is they all do that when they're like, oh, like the OGs of New York are doing that now. Everyone keeps telling me it's coming back. I'm like, I know some of them, like they're getting together, sure, to go to things together, like Sonia and Ramona and Dorinda and Luann, and like everyone's saying, look, they're all together all the time. Are they filming? No, but they're trying to. This is their passive aggressive way of saying, look at us. We want our show back. No shade. I'd want the damn show back too. But
same.
again, like it doesn't work that way. Like you can hang out every day. Like just it's not that's not how it works.
Do any of these people like hire like camera crews and so it looks like they're filming? Do they do this?
Well, I know like for Shaw's the Sunset, which is the Valley. We have the Valley. The Shaw's the Valley is coming with like Reza and Gigi and MJ. Like they hired cameras for a while before this, really to like shop a sizzle reel and to have something to shop around. So, but when they were doing that, they would always say like, shh, coming soon. And I'm like, there's nothing coming soon. Like you have paid for these cameras, which is really expensive. And yeah, they're with you for months, days, whatever it is, but there's no show. Like, look, they got lucky because the Valley worked and now we're having this, like, it's all like luck. But before they got picked up and Shaw's is coming back with a whole new cast and them. No, it was like years that they were, I'm not saying they were doing it every day, but they had a camera crew for like years, like 2 years. And don't think it was every day, but everyone was like, Shaw's is coming back. And they would say it in interviews, like, stay tuned, we're filming. And I'm like,
Yeah.
there is no show. You're creating a sizzle reel and a bunch of content to show to a network, which is a really smart idea. But like, there's no show. I don't know how much that all costs, but it costs a lot of money to have a camera crew follow you around. I think even for like a week is probably got to be a lot of money, I think.
Yeah, it sounds like it'd be a ton. I mean, absolutely be a ton of money.
But that's my long-winded way of saying yes, Nicole. They do hire their own camera crews and shop it around, which to me is risky because it's a lot of money just to maybe get picked up.
Yeah, no, it's a lot. I think Nicole's square is
I saw her phrase. Okay. I saw her phrase.
That's it. She, as far as the shows go, and I know Nicole's going to cut you loose in a second, but just a couple things for you. You mentioned the Valley. Where does the Valley stand as far as, Jax being out and the show coming back and the health of the show?
They're filming, like season 3 is filming now. So it is coming back with I'm trying to think, every single person except for Jax. I personally think that like it will be like the Valley's never been my favorite show. I think it's good. It's a hit. I think it's good that Jax isn't there. It just got so toxic. And I think like there's no way Jack's got to come back. Like nobody wants to watch you and Brittany tear each other apart for another season. I'm happy Jax isn't there and Lala's filming and Tom Schwartz, like they might be full time. So it's filming though. It's definitely coming back.
All right. Yeah, I'm a fan of it. All right. So it looks like Nicole has a little bit of Wi-Fi problems. I will let you go. Appreciate your time though. It's been awesome and informative as always. But again, I'll let you go ahead. Plug yourself as far as where you're at.
I was going to say, tell
Nicole
that I say goodbye.
I think she's coming.
She's trying to come back.
Yeah, we might grab her back. I don't know if you can see that square, but yeah, go ahead.
I see it's going around. Everyone can follow Behind the Velvet Rope podcast on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. There's guests, there's Bravo celebrities. It's mostly this. We break down all of the shows. You can follow us on Instagram, Behind Velvet Rope, but Behind the Velvet Rope podcast on Apple or Spotify. And there is a show every single day of the damn week. So
you are a hard worker. I wanted to say one thing as I ran into Reza at Christmas last year, And he said, it's coming back, and he did the whole, it was like you verbatim nailed it when you were like, it's coming back. Shh. And he said that to me, and I was like, oh my God, I'm so excited. So yeah, I've been patiently waiting, and I thought,
And like it
coming back
finally is really coming back. But I'm telling you, there were so many posts, and they would for on Instagram like every other week, stay tuned, and there would be cameras there, and everyone would be like, oh my God, Shaw's is coming back. And I'd be like, it's not. Trust me, this is all a ruse. And yes, there are real cameras there that between Reza and Gigi and MG, they have paid for. And that is why we all could have cameras follow us 24/7 if we are willing to pay. And I imagine that's a lot of money for a week of filming.
That's if they're actually filming. You know what I
Right,
mean? Like,
right.
who are these people whose whole, it's the rental, the camera rentals, which listen, aren't cheap. Those red cams are expensive. But yeah, it's like, how much of this is like, are this just their friends holding the cameras? Is this actually a crew? Like, yeah. But I really like that show. I miss it.
Because they've known each other. That's the thing. Like Reza and Gigi and MJ, it's real fights. Like they all knew each other since high school. That's just like the original Vanderpump Rules, where they all knew each other for like years and years. It's going to be all new people, like younger people with like Reza, Gigi, and MJ. Kind of like it's called, I think, the Shaw's Valley Edition or something like that. It's a working title. I love Shaw's too. I think it was great.
And then there's the new Vanderpump Rules, where I got a little bit like, I'm kind of one of those people where it's like, I don't really like the new, like it's this whole new cast. And I'm like, I'm that grumpy face watching it, but I'm sure I will watch. I mean, I know I will watch, and I'm sure I hope I will fall in love with them and be obsessed with it. But I get really like weird about all the new, like it's all new. And so
Me too.
I'm a little cold. I have a little cold feet towards it, but
I love the trailer though. I thought it looked really good because it's still Lisa, and it's like, Lisa doesn't care. She's like, bye, out with the old, in with the new. Like my paycheck is still the same. Like she's just like, get on board.
and I have faith in her casting abilities, like to pick new people, right? Like I think I just have faith in her with that. She's a boss.
Look, they're all young and hot, and they're all going to be a mess and sleep with each other. And I think there is more sexual fluidity. So it's like, I just think it's going to be a mess. And
Yeah.
Did you see
In
the
the best
smile on
way.
my face? Yes, in the best way possible. It's going to be a mess. So
Yeah.
everyone,
So
listen to
good.
Behind the Velvet Rope podcast.
Definitely. It's so fun. And you're such a hard worker, and hats off to you.
Thank you. I appreciate you having me on this again. And you guys both need to keep in touch.
Yes. Thanks for coming. We love having you.
My God, anytime. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
That was cool. That was cool. All right. Yeah, I got a valid question in while you were gone, but it's so he said they're filming, ready to go. Doesn't matter if Jax is there or not. We're all ready to go. So he helped us out. That was a lot of fun. And for us, it was a chance to catch up and kind of everything that we kind of thought about and wondered about. He was able to answer a bunch of questions for us. That was good.
Yes. And he's got all the little Easter eggs on his show. So if you're into it and you were following along with us and didn't tune out, go check his show out because just as obsessed.
There you go. All right. That was awesome. That was a fun show today.
Yes, it was. And happy birthday.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you remembering and wish me happy birthday. That's great.
And throw the website out there.
You and I are both on the we have a 13. We both have, you have a January 13. I have a November 13.
Love that. Love the number 13. Such a good number. Throw the website out there one more time for us.
Oh yeah. So jakesprojects.org. Again, you can help a young kid out that's looking to play sports. You never want money to be an issue and why a kid doesn't participate. And that's what we try and help out with.
Love it. Love it. And you can repost from Dave's Facebook. So if you're not following him, go follow him. And we will see you next week.